got some money when
I love when you get saucy, Curtis.
Why?
Yes, that's like a cool
Sparrows Tattoo?
like that.
He is tattooing right now. I know, yeah. You have a cell phone number? Maybe you can hit him on there. Motherfucking Chris, I'm about to beat you in your ass right now. I'm sorry about that. Motherfucker up here be playing and shit.
Oh God, why are you so mad?
I'm sorry. I apologize about that. Dude just poked me in the ear. I'm about to beat
Barely
his
touched-
ass.
Who is he talking
Set up this fucking
Oh my God, damn, Curtis.
I know, I'm sorry. Chris, you're not being professional.
You're being all mad.
Oh, we ain't being a man. I'm on the phone. You're poking me in the ear and shit. Anyway,
We're on
I'm
that
sorry.
level of acting. He goes right back to me. I'm sorry. Way too far.
I'm about 10 o'clock. I know he's taking a break. About 10 o'clock. Right track. Yeah, like 15, 20 minutes. Okay, sorry about that. Listen, I'm about to beat you in your ass.
I guess the story of Sparrows as a shop really starts about a year before its actual conception. I came and went from multiple tattoo shops for different reasons. You know, whether it was me not agreeing with management or just not working out in the studio in general. But regardless of what might have happened in other studios, along the way I decided to give thought into opening up my own studio. So at the time I really didn't have any money. I didn't have any means to open up a studio, so I started working at a friend's shop. And I met Jeremy, who happens to be the shop manager here now. And at the time, he never worked at a studio before. And I told him that I was thinking about opening up a studio, and he decided to go in with me, meaning that he would work at the studio. So I worked really hard and saved up a little bit of cash. I think it was roughly about $2,500 that I saved up. And I decided to open up my studio in Mansfield, Texas. And Mansfield did not allow tattooing in city limits. And there was no tattoo shops here at all. And I kind of got curious on it. So I actually wrote the city planning zoning director and asked him just, in a letter, I said, hey, can you give me some reasons as to why you don't allow tattooing in your city? And he kind of responded back to me saying that there was no legitimate reason for it other than the fact that they've had other cities, other counties have problems with tattoo studios being vagrant or not living up to expectations that they wanted to have businesses live up to, in a sense. So I kind of started exploring the option with him of opening up a studio out in Mansfield. They noticed that I graduated from Mansfield and that I had a family out here, and they decided to go ahead and give me a chance and let me open up with a special zoning permit in a special spot that they wanted as a trial thing, if you will, to see kind of how it would go. And I was very accepting of that, for a city to change their mind on something like a tattoo studio. Meant a lot to me and Jeremy because it was basically just me and him. So we actually went ahead and went forward and opened up Sparrows in the summer of 2007. We opened up in a really tiny building. It was about 500 total square feet with literally no cash. We had just enough money to get the license and a really good autoclave, and everything else we had to pretty much either come across or tattoo for. Counters, sinks, chairs, things like that. And it was rough, at first, trying to survive and make it. I had a good clientele, but Jeremy never worked in a shop before, so we were basically living off, my hard-earned money. But we stuck at it, and we had a little bit of controversy at first. There was a couple people in town that didn't really agree with the city allowing me to open up. But the city kind of noticed how popular we became with more than just the kids. Like the fire department was getting tattooed by us, and the police department was getting tattooed by us, and everybody at the hospital was getting tattooed by us, and they started slowly coming around and walking into the studio and seeing how we presented ourselves and how upper class we were trying to make our studio become. In about 2.5 years, fast forward, it was pretty much still me and Jeremy. We went through a couple of artists here and there. Not really so much, hire and fire, but we would take on an artist and they would move on to like maybe their own studio or something that was a little bit closer to home or something of that nature. But we finally got to the point where we could grow as a business in a whole, and we decided to move from our little tiny 500 square foot location into the building we are in today, which is about double the size, maybe a little bit more. It's probably about 1,200 square feet. And that's when I really started taking off as far as the tattoo circuit goes, the conventions and things like that. About the summer of 2009, I really started picking up steam when it came to winning awards and publications and things like that. And the more awards I brought home, the more word spread through both Mansfield and Arlington, in Dallas and Fort Worth, and the name Sparrows got a lot bigger, and we see a lot more legitimacy as far as the tattoo studio actually being, not a fly-by, night business. And I started looking for other artists to take on to help mold into a better artist. I don't really try to hire people off the street. I tend to build my studio a lot like you would build a football team, if you will. I'm looking for the right pieces and the right fit. I'm looking for guys that are hungry for an opportunity. So when we opened up the new studio, I happened to come across Cody Dresser, who's a great artist, who was looking for a good opportunity, a new studio to actually begin his career in. And he had a good following. He had a lot of people that he knew, whether it was bands or just people in town. So he was my first hire here at the new studio. And he brought along with him Chris. And Chris has been my apprentice now for roughly 1.5 years. And he's turned out to be a really good addition as well. And since then, we've done really good as a studio. We're going on our 5th year now, surviving and growing, if you will. Whether it's through conventions or through publications or just in the city in general. There you go, the end.